Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Y'all, Christmas is upon us. It's almost Christmas, y'all. Oh my goodness. Hello, finest Shandy. How are you? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa yìí. Right? You're watching Sonny. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí. Hello, Miss Sabina. How are you? Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa yìí. Right? Hello, Sanctuary. Y'all, I have Christmas brain. So bear with me. I'm telling you, my brain is. Woo! Hi, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Can you be my boyfriend? Ah. Let me put it this way. You want to live long, right? Because don't be fooled by the smile. Don't be fooled by the smile. Just saying. Hi, everyone. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. It's a truth. Don't be fooled by the smile. Go ask my ex-husband. I remember one time we were talking with the boys, my sons, and your dad, and someone said something. I think one of the boys was asking my kids, "Yo, my kids don't want to marry somebody like their mom." TJ just wants to marry someone like his mama. They don't want to change their mama, but they don't want to marry someone like their mama. So I think I think they were saying that to their dad, and they're like that. It was like, oh, well, go figure. I wonder why we're here. And I said, not too fast, Mister Doctor. These kids calling that about TJ, calling it, give him a name, Doctor Dad Bro. Dad Bro. So like, Doctor Dad Bro, don't forget, I divorced you, not the other way around. So please, please, don't be fooled. Anyway, hi everyone. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Got an immigration case. If it's a case that we handle, we can do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. Let me take a deep breath. Okay. And contact information is 334-341-4475. Let me put that across the screen on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, there we go. What's going on, people? Y'all ready for Christmas? Is grandma on? Is my mama on? Is she on? My mama's on. Hey, mama. I didn't tell 63. That's my mother. That is my mother. The one that gave me life. The one God used to give me life. Even my mama, like 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 back, so go figure. When she was like, "Oti laid you." How did she feel rock on me? Oti laid you. Like, who's looking? But anyway, contact information is 334-341-4475. Email us at info@olalayalawfirm.com. Thank you. Appreciate that. Visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. We'll be glad to have you stop by. Very, very easy website to navigate. You would really, easy to find stuff on the website. Let us know if we can help you. If you have got questions that regarding your immigration case, or you have general questions you want to ask, it's very easy to schedule a consultation with us. Keep in mind, y'all, come January 1st, consultation fee is going up. So, Anthony, this lawyer, we need to put in consultation fee. That's okay. Well, in response to that, then let us make it more than that. So it's gonna go up after that. Just saying, FYI. So if you want to get in your consultation for, to keep the fee and you want to schedule for January, this is the time to do it. But you can go on our website to schedule your consultation. You can also call our office at 334-341-4475. I'm telling you, right, Mr. But the best way and fastest way is to text. My assistant would be, she does our social media and text and WhatsApp. If you're going to call, you got to call the office direct number. Some people had issues, is what I was being told, with calls being ringing and not going through today. We are looking into that because that's, y'all, if you know me, you already know that's a no for me, unless it just there was an issue. But if somebody didn't pick up the phone, like TJ would say, I just hire and fire people. Listen, I've got a standard. Nobody's above errors, but I've got a standard where you've got to be at least at that level. If you cannot meet it, I'm sorry, you can't work out between us. But anyway, 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com. Same number on WhatsApp. Call, text. Please subscribe at Olalay Immigration on all platforms. We'll be very, very happy to have you join us on any of the platforms. And I think very, very useful content when it comes to immigration law. So things you may share, people you can share and let them know about the information. Because y'all, I can't even tell you how many people would email us or text us and say, hey, information and share. It's very, very helpful to know that. Absolutely. So please share YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Olalay Immigration. We'll be glad to have you on board. Let's talk immigration, people. So what's on the menu tonight? Let me revisit this. And so we're going to do, I don't know how long I'm going to be on today because I am still working. I got about 10 more cases we're trying to get out before Christmas. We will be closed from Christmas to, I'll be gone from Friday. But we'll be closed from Christmas to New Year's. My staff, they have worked their butts off the whole year. I'm blessed. I thank God, knock on wood, I've got great team members. They need to be off and spend time with their families as well. Isaiah's birthday is coming up next Friday, I want to say. I think so. So he's a Christmas baby. So he especially needs time off with his family. The girls need time off with their families as well. So we are trying to get our cases out as much as we can without making errors. We'll just do what we can. But just so you know, no consult next week. I am going to be spending time with my family. Don't know where I'm going because I have the boys for Christmas. And then after Christmas, they can go over to their dad's. They can tell my boyfriend so I can go somewhere, right? Well, maybe I already have. Who knows? But anyway, so if you need to contact us or whatever, you've got to do it this week. We would have an answer service that would still take care of next week. But as far as getting on cases and all that, if we're waiting on you to send us information about your case, which we can get it out by Friday, Saturday, we're waiting on you. Please let us do that. They absolutely deserve it. I do. My head is always constantly going like, what? But listen, I've got, knock on wood, God has been faithful with my team members. They just get me. And to have people who work, it's not easy to work with me. I can tell you that. It's not. My mama will tell you that. So my kids say they survive, being my kids that can survive with this. So that's, I'm over 5 foot tall. But anyway, okay, let's revisit this issue. How to expedite VAWA work permit. Once again, we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. We get that question every single day. So that's a question that's to answer, which to answer today. Every single state, it doesn't matter where you live, and we can represent you. How do you expedite a VAWA work permit? So because I think we got 2 this week. We posted one. The other one, my social media girl gives me a lot to review because I have to review and make sure that the legal information that is accurate. I've just not been in the mood to review anything this week, to be honest with you. So we get the question like, hey, you post things about expediting work permits when VAWA is pending. What do you have to do? How do you go about that? What do you state as your grounds for expediting? So let's talk about that. Okay. Specifically, I want to reiterate, I am talking about a C9 work permit. When I said VAWA work permit, I am talking about, in this instance, a C9 work permit. There are two categories of work permits you can get with VAWA, right? A C9 work permit is if you file the green card application with your VAWA petition, then you can file, meaning you're filing I-485. That means you can file a C9 work permit application concurrently. If you did not file an I-485, then you've got to wait until your VAWA case has been approved before you get a work permit. So the C9 work permit is that work permit that you can get while your VAWA case is pending. If you're in a position where you filed your VAWA for a while, like I'm talking about a year or a year and a half, you filed a work permit application, and that is still pending, and you're wondering why you haven't received it, the very first thing you want to do is to make sure that you have the right category. I cannot tell you how many times people would select C31 category with a VAWA case is pending, and they're wondering why they haven't received the work permit. Here's why. You cannot get a C31 work permit until your VAWA case has been approved. Let me say that again. You cannot get a C31 work permit until your VAWA case has been approved. Usually, when you get a C31 work permit, that is, thank you, Ms. Illinois, that is your first indication that your VAWA petition has been approved. When you see, we ordered your new card and it's reflecting under your I-360 receipt number. If you want a work permit that you can have while your VAWA case is pending, keeping in mind that VAWA can take up to 3 years, then you've got to file your green card application so that you can file an I-765 and select a C9 category work permit. That's the one I'm talking about expediting. So you file the VAWA case, you file your green card application, and then you file a C9 work permit application, and you need to work. How do you expedite your VAWA case? First of all, let's start with the reasons or grounds by which you can expedite. So the grounds by which you can expedite your work permit application has to do with severe financial hardship. That's number one. Severe financial hardship, meaning you personally are suffering or going through severe living conditions because you're unable to pay your rent, basic necessities. You've lost your job because you don't have work permits. You can't get a driver's license, and so you're not mobile. You've got children. You cannot transport them. Life is really hard. Severe financial hardship, right? That's one ground. Another ground is financial loss to your employer. So you've got a job before, your case was denied. Now you filed a new application, but your employer is saying, hey, we need you to work. You're saying, I don't have authorization. They cannot complete an I-9 effectively and accurately because you don't have a work permit. If they don't have you on board, their company will suffer. They're going to suffer financial loss. Your employer can write a letter on your behalf, so you can send that to the Vermont Service Center asking them to expedite your case. Another ground is humanitarian or urgent reasons or medical grounds. You've got to pay, and medical ground can also fall or go hand in hand with severe financial hardship. So you or a family member is ill, or you're the one responsible for the medical expenses, or you need medical treatment, and the only way you can get it is to work. You're unable to afford, maybe you have an impending surgery or some kind of medical procedure coming up, but you can't afford it because you're not working. That's an example of urgent medical reasons. Humanitarian reasons, meaning your general welfare is just not going to be conducive because you can't work. Another basis for expediting your work permit is if you work in the healthcare field. That was huge and big during the COVID. It is still a ground that we're using for some of our clients, and it's still working. Knock on wood. I'm not jinx it. So don't start working like don't jinx it for, but I'm just giving you an example of a ground that we used. Also, if you're working with a nonprofit organization or a government agency or organization, and it's in the interest of the United States, you know anything about the country, they don't play with. And you're working, and your position is important for that, like research facilities or or universities or something, organizations or companies like that. That's another basis by which you can submit an expedited request to USCIS when your VAWA case is pending. How do you go about expediting that? Two ways you can expedite your work permit and statewide work permit while your VAWA case is pending. Number one, if you have an attorney on your case, that's the fastest way to do it. Because as an attorney, when you have a VAWA case, keep in mind, unlike a regular marriage case where you can pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, and you people and I gotta take care of kids, yada yada yada. You cannot do that with a VAWA case. In a VAWA case, you've got to send in a physical letter. So if you have an attorney in your case, as an attorney, I've got an email address that I can email them directly to Vermont Service Center, and they will verify that I represent that client, and they will respond to my email. 100% of the time they respond to emails. How long they respond, that's a difference in because it's USCIS. But whether they will respond, they would always respond. Their response is not always favorable because keep in mind, expedited request is always discretionary. It's not guaranteed. It's a 50-50 chance at best. Okay, so that's number one. That's number one way to expedite your work permit. Having an attorney in your case, ask your attorney, hey, now some people will charge fee. I usually offer one free or courtesy work, expedite request, depending on the case you do. But anything subsequent that you're going to pay is because I make a living by spending time. That's just what it is. So it depending on your attorney, just depends on what kind of, and there I have some clients that we factor that into their contract to start. The number of times you can do that from the beginning. So it just depends on how you have that agreement with your lawyer. But every single lawyer who practices immigration and does VAWA cases can email the Vermont Service Center on your behalf. I've done that so many times for clients, and I still did that today. It's almost something I do on a regular basis, and it doesn't take anything. Just, sometimes you have to give supporting documents. So for instance, if we're trying to expedite the VAWA case, we're trying to expedite the work permit application, we send in affidavits, supporting documents. It doesn't guarantee anything, but at least it increases your chance of them reviewing it. So that's the number one way. The second way is if you don't have an attorney in your case, you're filing it for, what is it? I don't know what you're talking about. You're filing it yourself, or you've got someone who's just not going to email on your behalf. Then the other option is either you or your attorney sends them a physical letter, a hard copy letter to their physical address at in Vermont, asking them to expedite your work permit, include your supporting documents so that you have all of that at once. If your attorney is sending it in, obviously they have their information on file, but whatever I send anything in on behalf of a client, I always include a copy of my G28 form, which is the notice of appearance of cancel. Or if you're doing it yourself, you've got to include evidence that it is you. If you do not identify who you are and include your evidence to support the fact that, because that is a confidential process, USCIS has to be able to verify that it's you they're talking to, it's you that's writing to them. If they don't have enough evidence to show that it's you, they will not respond to your request. They'll just tell you that, they'll send you the information or whatever, telling you to identify who you are. So when you do an expedite request yourself, when you're sending a letter, include a copy of your VAWA receipt notice, include a copy of your passport bio data page, include a copy of your ID, identification card, driver's license, or state ID, so they know it's you. And, put in, a letter. Sometimes I tell people if they consult with me, I give them a template of a consent form where they put all their information, Social Security number, alien number, and then attach proof of their identity, VAWA receipt notice, and then the request that you're sending in with your supporting documents. So basically, in a nutshell, if you've got a VAWA case pending, keeping in mind that VAWA can take up to 3 years. So it's always best for you, if you intend to work, to file your green card application concurrently if you are eligible. Right now, because of the visa bulletin, people married to green card holders and not, especially if you're just filing, you've got to wait a little bit. if you are an immediate relative, there's always visa available to you, so you can file at any time. When you file that request, the C9 category work permit, if you've got any grounds to expedite your case, then you can send it to, and you have a lawyer in your case, the lawyer can email the non-service center on your behalf. If you do not have a lawyer in your case, or your lawyer is just not an email person, then the only other option is to send them a letter to the physical address with proof of your identification, as well as your supporting documents to expedite your case. And that's all she wrote. Yeah, I know I talk pretty fast. That's all she wrote. Okay, so there you have it. But first things first, and make sure pay the right work permit category they request. Don't expect that you're going to expedite a C31 because you only are eligible. You're only eligible for a C31 when the VAWA case itself has been approved. That's it. That's when you are eligible. Okay. All right, people. So that's all she wrote. Let us get to questions. And if you're on YouTube and TikTok, YouTube and Facebook, would you please share and like? That would be great. We would really appreciate it. While we're here at 9. Yes, miracles do happen. Miracles do happen. Yeah. Listen, let me go more expect Santa. So I gotta be on my best behavior, meaning keeping to time. So that just in case Santa decides, hey, I'm gonna get no, let's give us the gifts. That would be great. But anyway, let's get to questions. Let's see how many questions we can get taken care of tonight. Oh, hi, Mr. Kobina. How are you? We're still expecting. So that's one of our clients that we sent. So we're still expecting a response. I'm still expecting a response, but you would hear from me if I have received something from them. Okay, so yes, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel at Olaleye Immigration. We're trying to grow our audience on YouTube, so I would really appreciate you guys sending audience our way. That would be great. And so from hello to see Tony. Gray and white hair, gray and black, white and gray hair, black and white hair. Me YouTube, and I'm going to for the most part. So I would really appreciate that. Once again, 334-341-4475. That is the contact number to get us and schedule to talk with us or get general information about our firm and all that good stuff. Okay, let's get to questions. Disclaimer. Like minds. All questions answered on this live, on this program, whenever we do this, are general information. General information, nothing specific to anybody's case. If you need something specific to your case, you've got to schedule a paid consultation. General information, use it at your own risk. You should go medication how they tell you this is what it's going to help you for. But then when you get to the point of the side effects, they go pretty, really fast. You can't hear nothing, but it's like, okay, they've told you at your own risk. Yeah. But anyway. Okay, let's see. 𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐻𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 Ghanaian to Motola. If someone calls me Bisola, that person knows me because nobody people if unless you're someone who knows me from school. And now when I say school, I'm talking of back in secondary school, what they call high school here, or university or law school. Yeah, like you know me back from Nigeria. Not a lot of people who I met here do not necessarily call me Bisola. Who even calls me Bisola here? My mom doesn't call me Bisola. She calls me Abi. My daddy's calling me Abi Mama. Gotta miss that man. Um, Nobody. You think my family doesn't even call me Bisola. So, but if you call me Bisola, that is, or you call me Bisam. That was my nickname back in school, Bisam. A lot of my FGC career girls still call me Bisam because that's what they're used to. So that stands for Bisola Samuel, because Samuel is my maiden name. So if you call me Bisola, that's someone that knows me from back in the day, and I'm trying to figure out that name. Okay. If an immigrant has a passport and the U.S. visa was stolen, does he have to do the visa interview again? That's going to be left to the discretion of the embassy. Can I invite my mom even after filing an I-130? You can, but keep in mind that based on the fact that the person now has an immigrant petition filed on their behalf, that's something they may consider, but that does not preclude them from being able to come to visit while their case is pending. The fact that you have an I-130 that you're the beneficiary of does not necessarily mean it's going to be an automatic denial of a visa. It just means that the consular officer will take that into consideration, whether or not to issue you, or whether or not they believe your intent may change based on the fact that that's pending on your behalf. Love your hairstyle. Thank you. Can I re-enter on an I-551 stamp on my passport? That's basically what it's for. So you show proof of your lawful permanent residency status and to allow you to work, as long as you've got a basis for it. So if you have a case, whatever case that you got that stamp for, if that case was denied, then travel at your own risk. So usually you get that if you've got an I-90 pending, meaning a replacement or renewal of your green card, of your 10-year green card. If you've got a 751 pending, that's also a way to get a stamp in your passport. But if your case has been denied, say for instance, 751 has been denied, but then your I-551 stamp is still valid because the date doesn't, the expiration date is not near, travel at your own risk. No, that's going to be at your own risk. Noid case here. Okay, Tilda, what's your question? Would you date a 40-year-old? I'm 45. It used to be at some point in my life that I've never, so until I was married for, how long was I married to my ex-husband? I was with my ex-husband for 21 years. Not be joking. Like, so why did you get divorced? How much time do you have? So I was with my ex because I met she when I was 1996. How old was I? 18. Yeah. So together for 21 years, married for 15. Yeah. But so I've never dated anyone who and then I was engaged to someone after that. Then I broke up. Listen, y'all, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. So I've never dated someone who's younger. And it used to be that I was like, that's not possible. Yeah. I actually those feel your juice, please. Yeah, I was my ex for 21 years. It's a long time. That my mom's probably going to be like, Shorty, it's a long time to wait. You know how African mothers are. But anyway, so it used to be that I was like, what's a guy under 40 going to do for me? Like, so really don't you? But let's just leave that alone. Let's do immigration. There's a lot of things going on in my head, y'all. I don't even understand. What state are we based in? My office is in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. I sent expedited VAWA request today by mail. Do you know how long it would take? No, I do not. I've never seen more beautiful hair in my life. Thank you. Y'all, I don't know what it is about this hair and people. They're like, oh my God. I don't know. It's an happenstance style, really. I was looking for a comfort style to just come up with, because I am someone who hates, nothing against stylists and all. Y'all, I don't even know how you make us look beautiful. I just don't care to sit in the chair to do hair every week. I don't. My mom would tell you I was a tomboy for the longest time. They could not, nobody, yeah, Banky, nobody could touch my head. No, you cannot, you could not. You couldn't comb my hair, nothing. Just leave me the heck alone. I'm still that way 45 at 45. So I just had to go get something, but thank you. I appreciate that. Married to a U.S. citizen, I'm also in the U.S., filed for green card in June. When can I expect an interview? USCIS is waiving interviews more now. So if you send in sufficient evidence, you may stand a chance of them waiving an interview in your case. If not, there's no telling. There's a lot of factors. There are a lot of factors that go into that. Where you live, what field office is going to have jurisdiction over your case, how many cases they have, all of that good stuff. Can I expedite a work permit when my asylum case was denied? You've got to have a basis to expedite a work permit. What is the basis that you're going to be? What is the underlying petition that you or application that you're going to be expediting based on? Let's see. I made a mistake in my N400 application by choosing yeses. No one is above errors. Even as attorneys, we make errors. Please understand, we're all human. That because you went in law school doesn't avail you of errors. That is just the truth of the matter. But it's always good to go review your file. It's always good to review your file. And one of the reasons why I love to do FOIA requests, which is basically getting a copy of your record from USCIS, is you never know what you did. So this guy, I have a client who we're starting his case now. His case has been pending since 2019. Wondering what's going on. Nothing. I hasn't heard anything from USCIS. Yada yada yada. VA case. Got his FOIA records last week. Come to find out that he did it himself. He didn't have the funds for an attorney. Understandable, but he made a very very huge error when he filed his VA case. He filed based on marriage, abusive spouse, but he selected being the parent of an abusive U.S. citizen child. He selected the wrong category. That's been keeping his case because USCIS is probably going to be wondering, what's the evidence? They're not going to help you correct the error. No, it just doesn't work that way. So now we're hoping 4 years later that we're able to email them and say, hey, because that's what we're going to do, email and send, an updated, corrected form, and hope that they take it rather than making start all over again. So errors are something inevitable, but just make sure you proofread before you send out your package. It's always best to do that. So what is the error you made? Okay, I mistakenly selected yes, where I'm supposed to say no. So can it be corrected? So if it doesn't have what exactly was it that you said? Okay. Let's see. Well, what is the error? But anyway, if you don't want to share, that's fine. If the error is just something about, say, for instance, I'll give an example. A lot of people in the I-485, and which is something that even I miss sometimes, because when my parent goes complete the forms, I'm going through, I review everything, but sometimes I miss it because I just assume, okay, everybody, they know that person's information. But then when we're reviewing in preparation of interview, and then I noticed that, and that's very common. There's a question on I-485 where they ask you, have you ever validated in terms of your non-immigrant status, right? And if you select no, and you've overstayed, that's obviously a wrong answer. If you have overstayed, that is a violation of your non-immigrant status. And usually what happens when we get to the interview and we correct that. So I give that example to say this. If the error you're talking about is something that you can correct during your interview, then that's no big deal. As long as it doesn't affect the underlying basis by which you file the citizenship itself. Okay. If you file an I-130 for a parent, what is the next step after approval? If the parent is here, then the parent can adjust status, meaning file for green card. If they're back in your home country, or their home country, then USCIS will send the file to an NVC, National Visa Center. They will get them set up in the 𝐸𝐫 website, pay application fees, submit supporting documents, and then once all of that is done, you'll be documentary qualified, and then it will be the next stage will be an interview. Can I file for naturalization when still married but separated? Thank you, Prophet James. If you're filing based on 3 years, you've got to be marital union. So if you're separated, sometimes it just depends on your specific case. Generally, if you're separated, that's usually like a break of the marital union. You may not qualify. So if you want to wait till 5 years, then that's an option. But you're probably going to be best to sit down with a lawyer to discuss your specific case. My niece, who's a visa holder, wants to come to the United States to have a baby. How will that affect her visa? Let me tell you something, and that's what they're cracking down on now. Please listen to me and listen carefully. If you've got family members that's what they're trying to do, understand one thing. USCIS is taking note of that. So if you come, USA, CBP and the embassy is taking note of that. If they give you a visitor visa, that you come in and then you have a child, right? Get a U.S. passport, that child. How do they know it's a country? Everything is recorded. Once you make an application, your name has to be on the application for your child's passport. You are in the system. Especially for those who also come here and then apply for Medicaid, or they don't pay the hospital bills. Guess what's going to happen? Once you go out, even if you've got a 10 or 20, 200 years visa, multiple entries, that information is being shared with CBP as well as the embassy. For those who are trying to renew their visas, they are canceling their visas or rejecting denying their application and giving them a 5-year ban of coming to the United States. For those who have anchor babies, and also in addition to that, have hospital bills that they did not pay and still have a valid visa, CBP is turning them back at the port of entry, canceling the visa, and issuing a 5-year ban. So I guess that would answer the question for your niece. Just enough. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Let's see. I applied for a Vawa with C31 category. Still, I didn't get it. Applied work permit. So now plus. Okay. Let me rephrase your question. If I'm understanding your question, what you're asking is, or what you're saying is, you applied for a C31, you haven't received it. So should you not go ahead and apply for a C9? If that's your question, the response to your question is, the answer to your question is this. As long as you've got a green card application, I-485 pending, then you can file a C9. If you filed a C31 and you had an I-485 pending, you're not getting the C31 EAD until your VAWA case is approved. So maybe that's why your work permit has been pending. You've got to select the right category for your case. Notice of intent to deny case due to spouse withdrawing at interview. Tilda, you want to sit down with a lawyer and figure out if you can switch your VAWA case. What makes you think you're the problem? I'm just saying that y'all don't. Not everything I say you should take for like. Of course not. Look, have you met me? Wonderfully and beautifully made, child of favor, God's own. Should I keep going? No. So when I say I'm the problem, just saying I'm not a problem. Please, if anyone thinks I'm a problem, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't take everything I say literally. Just laugh and move on. Ooh, what happened? I literally had, oh my goodness.
For a family petition.
Hold on, we just lost them on Instagram.
A family petition.
Oh my goodness. They're probably going to be so. Let's see. I am so sorry. Oh, if you were, y'all probably want to go. Oh my gosh, and I didn't get to the questions. Sorry, people. Okay, let's move on. The show must go on. Alrighty. Let's see. Y'all, sorry on Instagram. I don't know what happened. Have no clue what happened, but please put your questions back on, and I'll try. We're almost done on TikTok. I don't know what happened. I have no clue. All right, let's see. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Please put your questions back on Instagram. I'm so sorry about that. Technology. I married my wife from where there is no job, and we agreed to work out of state. I do come home 2 weeks. Okay. So what's the question? How can I prove that to the immigration on the day of the great? Oh, that happens very frequently. Just make sure you have a lawyer. Explain, have proof that you go home every 2 weeks. Your family has to survive. So you're going home, you're working out of state, but you're going home constantly, or she comes to see you once in a while. As long as you've got that unity where you're going home, but the only reason why you're not home for the 2 weeks straight is because you're working, you're paying bills, you have money transfer, but people have access to their account, and that's coming from the money you're making from being in another state. That should be and have an attorney go with you. Let's see. Thank you. Yes, Tilda will be glad to help you out, especially because your notice of intent to deny, because we're no longer in the 30 days. We actually just sent out 2 abeyance requests today. So I've got one who's, hello, Miss Janae Stanley, how are you? Oh my goodness. Sorry. Congratulations, the baby is here. My client just had a baby. She is here. Send me, email me photos. Let's see if we can send. I'll email me and I'll tell you what I'm thinking. But congratulations, they just had a baby. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. You know one thing I love about babies now? You can look at them and say hi and give them back to the owner. Give them back. Yeah. Please say congratulations to Miss Stanley and Mr. Ernest, they're my clients. Oh my gosh. And God bless your heart. Her daughter is, the young lady is what? She's 17 now. So there's a 17-year difference between her oldest kid and the baby. I know, man, but they're so much in love. They're just a sweet couple. But Tilda we sent out 2 abeyance because one is actually due. The notice of intent to deny response is due on Saturday, the 23rd. The other one is due January 4th, I believe. So we just sent both out today. So that's something you can do in response to the notice of intent to deny. So you may want to do that. So let's see what we can do for you. 334-341-4475. I divorced since 5 years. Cannot renew my working permit that apply for VAWA. If you've been divorced for 5 years, you're out of luck filing for VAWA. VAWA should be filed even if you're divorced no more than 2 years after the divorce was final. Okay, let's see. Can you say something on administrative processing, especially when it involves biological kids? What should I say about administrative processing? Got married yesterday. How soon should I open a joint account? I usually advise open a joint account even before you get married, but there's no time frame as far as when you should open a joint account. Okay. All right, let me go to Instagram before y'all don't know what happened. Y'all do not know what happened. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. She's like baby, like she's not, well, she's going to be 2 weeks on Saturday. Oh my word. So she came 2 weeks earlier. Not bad. I mean, just like my TJ. TJ was due September 3rd. TJ, everything okay? It was just September 3rd. But in true TJ fashion, it came a day before my birthday. Or better still, because my oldest kid, I had emergency C-section with SJ. So and we knew that as soon as I went into labor, they weren't taking chances, and that just so happened. Actually, on Friday night, it was bad, and so Saturday morning, 2010, August 20, 2010, I was like, nah, he's coming out today. I was like, but tomorrow's my birthday. Dr. Harris like, okay. Like, okay, you want to go into labor and have the same thing happen? So he had to come out. But his due date was actually September 3rd or something like that. Yeah, he was 2 weeks. But look at him now. If I have an I-130 pending by your spouse and you filed an I-360, do you have to withdraw the pending I-130, or you can just leave it? You can leave it. The one has nothing to do with the other. Okay, perfect. She's 18 now. God bless you. Hello, Mr. Gabriel. God bless you, because my baby's 13. Oh, heck no. But then again, I cannot, so that's good. But yeah, no. Y'all don't understand. If you've ever been a stay-at-home mom, no, I'd rather go pull tooth now. It's one of the toughest, hardest things you can ever do in life. Truth be told. Okay. What does it mean when you get a notification from USCIS that your case is actively being reviewed? It's either that they're going to schedule for an interview, or they just touch base on your case. Maybe you had a biometrics appointment. It can mean anything. And it can also mean that they're about to approve your case. It can mean anything, but I don't take it. Just take it with a grain of salt. Okay, can a guy of 25 years, U.S. citizen without kid, marry a female immigrant of 35 years with 2 kids? The age gap is 20 years. Will this not serve as red flag? Well, if you're 25 and she's 35, how's that 20 years? Unless you mean she's 45, or you mean it's 10 years gap. Either way, age gap, a huge age gap, is not a basis for denying your case. I applied for asylum in 2016 January, which is still pending. How long does it take to be called to immigration court? If you only get to immigration court if you've already had an interview. So if you're talking about court, you've either had an interview and you're referred to court, or if you've not had an interview, then you're just waiting for an interview. And then how long it's going to take, I can answer that question. Yeah, exactly. 18 and the baby. My husband is with the one extremely happy and loves this little girl so much. He's already trying to teach her the language. You better believe it. You better believe it. I mean, she's not me. What's her name? Do you mind sharing? Yeah, that's going to be the young mom, right? Shed more light on citizens who have a business filing for a sibling. So yes, basically, if you've got a company and you have a position open, you can consider an EB2, EB3 position for them. EB2 is, they've got an advanced degree. EB3 is they have bachelor's degree, professional or skilled, unskilled worker, and all that. Depending on the position has to fit within either of the employment categories. But one of the things is, and you have to go through the Department of Labor. You've got to do the perm application, advertisement, and then you file the I-140 after your perm application has been certified. Once it's approved, they send the information to the National Visa Center, and then they can apply there. Keep in mind, however, that when you're employing a relative in your company, you're going through the perm application process, you've got to disclose that. And so that's that in a nutshell. If you notify USCIS by your mistake and they write back to say they got it and affected the changes, that okay? Then if they've already gotten back to you, then that's fine. Is it advisable to file online with USCIS as opposed to mailing a physical copy? It depends on the application, and that's how it depends on the application for me to determine how I want to file. VAWA work permit C9 category takes how long? 2 months in since I filed, and my case has been transferred from Nebraska to Nebraska to Vermont. It could take up to 9 months. Transfer is just basically because you filed in Nebraska, but Vermont Service Center is where VAWA cases are processed. If I use Medicaid for my childbirth, even though my partner had a job that makes enough, like have issues when I file, I cannot tell you whether you will, but that's something they may consider as being a potentially public charge, or because you sought public benefit, even though it's for a child, but still it was you you still took care of yourself through that public benefit when you have the child. So that's something they may consider. How long can you wait to remarry? Based on what? Adesua. Oh my goodness. Adesua. Y'all, I don't know if y'all have told y'all, because y'all, I actually am technically Honorable Gail. I don't know if my mom is still on. Yeah, my Yoruba name is 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. But I grew up in Lagos, and my father changed his last name to Samuel. So if my Yoruba sounds funny, that's why. So when I hear of Edo people or Delta, or because Delta and Edo was Bendel State before, back in the day, like kind of thing. And then they split everybody up, and that's Delta and Edo. So whenever I see that, I'm always like, thinking of my dad, because my paternal grandfather was a 100% Yoruba man. No Yoruba, non-Yoruba, nothing Yoruba about him. The Yoruba part of it is from my paternal grandmother. Yaburu. So is that your hair color? Yes. As a student, can you file for asylum 2 years after being in the U.S.? U.S. visa expired a few months ago. That may be part of you. So one of the basis for filing outside the 1 year statutory period is if you had a valid status, but then your country condition does not change, or you still have the fear of what you're afraid to go back to is still present in your country. That's something you can consider, but have an attorney to discuss that. Okay, I gotta get off at 10. We're going to do questions on Thursday, so that we would have enough time for that before the holidays. Can I renew work permit on I-360? 485 was denied because it didn't show for the interview, which a mail was sent to them with proof. Can I reopen or reapply? And do I need to pay again to reopen or reapply? If you're still within the 30 days, 33 days to file a motion to reopen, you reopening does not give you a basis to apply for a work permit. If they reopen it, then you can renew your work permits at that time. If you and your spouse still communicate after separation and divorce, can that be used as evidence of good faith marriage? Sure, absolutely. Even though you're divorced, it still shows that there's some kind of love that's still left there, or it's not any, wasn't a sham marriage kind of thing. So absolutely. Once again, we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. 334-341-4475. info@olalayalawfirm.com. 2-year anniversary tomorrow. I-45 pending 9 months now. Do you think I will be approved soon? And if I do get approved, will I receive a 10-year green card or 2-year green card? If your marriage is more than 2 years at the time USCIS approves your I-45, you get a 10-year green card. If it's less than 2 years, even if it's just 1 month, you get a 2-year green card. Whether or not you're going to be approved soon, that's another question I can answer. I-290B was denied because of 33 days, but post office was one that delivered it late. If you're able to file a motion to reopen and with proof that it delivered it late, but keep in mind that it's not about the delivery. It's when they get it. That's what they go with. Okay, let's see. Tony, I already answered your question. I get questions at the end, one at a time. Okay. All right. Let me go real quick before 1 minute. Let me see. Because I have. How much time is it taking to get a work permit? A file provided in November 2022, a full package 2020 July. When you say full package, I'm assuming the 485 and work permit. That is what, 6 months ago, 5 months ago. It can take up to 9 months, but I would hope not. But that's just reality based on their processing time. Can an 18-year-old petition for VA? Yeah, there's nothing that says a 18-year-old cannot petition for VA. My daughter has a medical condition back in Nigeria. Cannot be a good reason to expedite I-485 pending since 2020. You can, but keep in mind if you've got an advanced parole, then you have an avenue to travel. But if your daughter is dependent on your case to get her approved before she can get her immigration papers, then you can. General information, just saying. Okay. 5 for VA and I-485, and I just got my biometrics bypass. When am I likely to get my travel document? I don't know. VA was approved October 5th, 2023. Congratulations. And approved notice, my PD. My spouse had green card. Okay, your priority date is, how can your priority date be in 2012? Okay, did your spouse file for you in 2012? When can I update for? I don't understand your question, Andrew. I don't understand what you're asking. Okay. I-130 approved, 45 pending because of removal of order. BIA just terminated asylum appeal. What next? You may take it to circuit court, and hopefully you have an attorney, but 45 is not going to be adjudicated until you've taken care of that. When you submit witness letters with I-360, do all letters get verified by USCIS, either by calling or in person? They can do either, and most of the time they do not even verify anything with witnesses. Thank you, Ebenezer. Okay, all right, people. Let's see. But I still filed the I-290 twice, and they still denied it due to the first one. They said not delivered in 33 days. You may just want to start all over again and not waste time with that if you have an option to do that. Should I-864W be filed with I-485R? Sometimes there's some attorneys who do that. I have never done that. It's not necessary, and I've not had any case, knock on wood, as they've never sent me an RFU for an I-864W ever. Never. Because you're not required to file one anyway to start with. So I waste time. I just don't do that. All right, people. Thank you so much for joining. Thursday, we will do questions to wrap up the year. And until then, let's keep rejoicing, celebrating one another. Once again, Miss Stanley, congratulations on that new bundle of joy. For all those still expecting or looking to God for the fruit of the womb, we use that as a point of contact to you, that God will meet you at the very point of your need, because the Bible says none shall be barren in the land. It is a joyful thing to be a mother. And, as immigrants, it's also a blessing when we're here while we're dealing with our immigration statuses and all that, being able to have our kids so that they and their generations to come have it a lot easier than we do. So congrats once again, Miss Stanley. And I pray that all those looking out to God for the same blessing, God will meet you at the very point of your needs, and all shall become mother. None shall be barren. I will see you guys on Thursday.